All right, let's talk about dachshunds. Their iconic long body and those short little legs are just absolutely adorable, right? But that unique shape also comes with a very unique set of needs. And that means we have to be super careful about what we put in their food bowl.
And I mean, anyone who's ever owned a dachshund knows unique is putting it mildly. They've got these huge personalities packed into that little body. And that distinct shape, well, it's exactly why a one-size-fits-all approach to their health just isn't going to work.
So that's the big question, isn't it? We love the charm, we love the look, but what does that unique anatomy really need from their food, to keep them healthy, happy, and zooming around for as long as possible?
So, to get to the bottom of that, first things first, we've got to understand the health risks that come baked into that special build. As cute as it is, that shape can unfortunately lead to some very specific challenges.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? Well, there's the big one. Strain on that super long spine in their joints. Then there's the fact that they can gain weight really easily, which, you guessed it, just puts even more pressure on their back. A lot of them also have pretty sensitive stomachs, and you often see skin and coat issues pop up. So yeah, that's kind of the set of problems we're looking to solve.
But here's the good news. For every single one of those challenges, there's a solution. And a really, really powerful one is specialized nutrition. Think about it. The right diet can be this amazing, proactive tool you use every single day to manage those risks.
And this is where you can really see the difference. Standard dog food, it's made for your average dog. But a dachshund is anything but average. A specialist food is built from the ground up with their specific vulnerabilities in mind. It's targeting spinal health, digestion, and weight control right out of the gate.
Okay, so how does it actually do that? Let's get into the good stuff and break down how specific, targeted ingredients can support their whole body, from that clever little brain all the way down to that constantly wagging tail.
All right, let's start at the top with the brain. We all know dachshunds are ridiculously smart, super curious, and always on alert. So it makes sense that we'd want to support all that brain power with the right kind of fuel.
And for them, healthy fats are absolutely key. So you'll see things like coconut oil, which has these natural things called MCTs. Think of them as a direct shot of fuel for the brain. Then you've got omega-3s, which are amazing for focus and just overall cognitive health. You put them together, and you get a combo that helps keep their minds sharp and their energy nice and steady, without those crazy energy spikes and then the inevitable crash.
All right, next up, something a lot of dachshund owners know all too well: sensitive tummies. Whether it's gas or loose stools, or they're just being super fussy about their food, a lot of that can be traced right back to what's in their bowl. Now, this is pretty cool. One of the best solutions is looking at the protein source, using something called hydrolyzed salmon, which basically means the protein is already broken down into these tiny little easy-to-absorb pieces. Well, that makes it so much gentler on their stomach. What does that mean for you? Easier digestion, firmer stools, and they're actually absorbing all those good nutrients.
Great nutrition isn't just about fixing problems we can see right now. It's about building a solid foundation for their health for years to come. It's all about being proactive, playing the long game.
Yeah, this isn't about some quick fix. When a diet includes natural antioxidants, it's helping to support their immune system and protect their cells from damage over the long haul. It's literally about building up their natural defenses, little by little, every single day. Okay, and now for the big one, the one we're all thinking about. For any dachshund owner, this is priority number one, supporting that long back and those joints. It's everything when it comes to giving them a long, comfortable, and active life.
So, what can we do? Well, one really direct solution is collagen. It's a natural protein that's basically one of the main building blocks for healthy cartilage in joints. So by making sure it's in their daily diet, you're actively helping to maintain their mobility and give that spine the critical support it needs for the long term.
Okay, so we've talked about the inside, let's move to the outside. Dry, itchy skin, a dull coat. These are super common complaints, right? But guess what? A lot of it can be sorted out through their diet. The secret here is a really good blend of healthy fats. When you combine omega-3s and omega-6s with oils from things like salmon and coconut, it all works from the inside out. It helps strengthen the skin's natural barrier, which cuts down on irritation, and it gives them that beautiful glossy coat we all love to see.
And finally, let's bring it all back to that number one concern, spinal health. I can't say this enough. Every single extra bit of weight puts more pressure on a dachshund's back.
That's why managing their weight isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely essential.
But the key is to do it intelligently. There's this cool amino acid called L-carnitine that basically helps their body get better at turning fat into energy. When you combine that with carefully balanced calories and high-quality protein to build lean muscle, you end up with a dog that can stay at a healthy weight without feeling like they're starving all the time. It's a win-win. Now, of course, what they need from their food changes as they get older. A puppy's needs are way different from a senior's. So a really good specialist diet is one that can adapt and support them through their entire life.
Think about it. As puppies, you want controlled growth so you don't put too much stress on that developing spine. As adults, it's all about maintenance, that everyday balance and protection. And then, as seniors, the focus shifts. It becomes about gentle, preventative care, with extra support for those aging joints and their digestion.
So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? If you're standing in a store or browsing online, what are the key things you should actually be looking for in a food for your little, long-bodied buddy?
Here's a quick checklist for you. You want to look for something that's grain-free and hypoallergenic. Check for a really easily digestible protein, like that hydrolyzed salmon we talked about. Make sure it has targeted ingredients for joint and spinal support. And of course, things that help with weight management. And, big one, make sure it's a vet-approved formula.
And really, that just brings us right back to where we started. That unique build, it's not just a cute little quirk. It's literally a blueprint for their health needs. Which kind of makes you think, right? When it comes to our beloved sausage dogs, if they're built so differently, shouldn't their nutrition be built differently too?